Dear learners, now we are going to solve our next numerical, which is 6.7. The statement of numerical problem is mentioned as your book. I'm going to read this statement. How large must heating duct be if an air moving 3.0 meter per second along it can replenish the air in a room of 300 meter cube volume every 15 minutes? Assume the air's density remains constant. I'm going to repeat this statement. How large must our heating duct be if air moving 3.0 meter per second along it can replenish the air in a room of 300 meter cube volume every 15 minutes? Assume the air density remains constant. Students, here we have given that given data of numerical problem is as speed of air in the duct, which can be signed as V1 3 meter per second. Volume of the room can be nominated as V, given as 300 meter cube. Heating time T 15 minutes. We will have to convert this 15 into second. For this sake, we will multiply 15 by 60. Then it can be second. (900 seconds). This is the heating time. What will we have to find out? We will have to find out the size of duct. To find, we have to find the size of duct. Which can be nominated as R1, which is the radii of the duct. So student, here we have given data. Speed of air in the duct is 3 meter per second, which is nominated as V1, and volume of the room V 300 meters cube, and the heating time T is given as 15 minutes, which we have converted into seconds. So students, to solve this numerical problem, we will use equation of continuity formula. So to solve this numerical problem, we will use equation of continuity, and we know that equation of continuity, what is that? A1 V1 should be equal rate of heating room per volume per second. Student, we will use this formula which is according to the equation of continuity. A1 V1 equal A2 V2. So A1 V1 product of area and the velocity equals rate of heating room per unit volume or per volume per second. Now substituting the values, we can write this A1 pi R1 square into V1, and this should be volume per unit time, mean to say volume per second of heating. Now substitute the values. 3.14, we will have to find out the R1 square remains as it is, and V1 is given as 3, volume is given as 300, and time we have derived 900 seconds. Now R1 square will be 1 by 3 multiply 3 rearranging this equation, we will have that. Now students, when we solve this by taking square root on both sides, square cancel out root and r1, when we solve this ratio, how can we solve this? In the denominator we will multiply 3 by 3, this will be 9, and 3.14 taking the ratio, and then we will take the root and it becomes 0.188 meter, which is approximately equal to 0.19 meter. To convert this meter centimeter, we can write as 0.19 multiplied by 100 and it converted into centimeter. Then we will have R1 as 19 centimeter, which is the size of duct, which is the radii of the cross-sectional radii of the duct. So in this way we can find out, in this way we can solve this numerical problem. This is quite easy numerical problem. You can solve by using the equation of continuity formula A1 V1 equal to A2 V2, and here we will use this in this sense that A1 V1 equal to rate of heating room per unit volume or per volume per second. So volume per second, we will substitute the values rearranging this equation, and we can have 19 centimeter, which is the size of the duct. Now dear students, we are going to solve our next numerical problem, chapter number 6, which is 6.8. The numerical statement of 6.8 at your textbook is as, I'm going to read the statement: an airplane design calls for a lift due to the net force of the moving air on the wing of about 1000 Newton per meter square of wing area. Assume that the air flows past the wing of an aircraft with streamline flow. If the speed of the flow past the lower wing surface is 160 meter per second, what is the required speed over the upper surface surface to give a lift of 1000 Newton per meter square? The density of the air is 1.29 kilogram per meter cube, and assume maximum thickness of wing to be 1 meter. I'm going to repeat this statement. An airplane design calls for a lift due to the net force of moving air on the wing of about 1000 Newton meter per square of wing area. Assume that air flows past the wing of an aircraft with streamline flow. If the speed of the flow past the lower wing surface is 160 meter per second, what is required speed over the upper surface to give a lift of 1000 Newton per meter square? The density of the air is 1.29 kilogram per meter cube, and assume maximum thickness of the wing to be 1 meter. So it is quite long statement of the question. So we can get an idea that here we'll have to find out the speed of flow past lower wings. Mean to say lower wing. There are two-sided upper and lower. We have given the upper side speed, and we will have to find out the lower side surface wing speed, which we will have to find out, and given that the pressure on the upper side and lower side. So we can solve this numerical problem by given data as, we will have to find out the upper side, we will have to find out the speed at the upper side of the wing, not lower side. So lower side speed is given as V1 160 meter per second, density of air which is given as 1.29 kilogram per meter cube. The pressure difference, because pressure is given in difference form, which is given as P1 minus P2 equals 1000 Newton per meter square or Pascal. What will we have to find out? We have to find out the we will have to find out the speed of air So what will we have to find out? We will have to find out the speed of the air over upper surface of wing. So students, we will have to find out the V2, which is the speed top of the wing or upper side of the wing. So this is the given data in our numerical statements. To find out the speed at the upper surface, we will use the Bernoulli's equation formula. How can we solve this numerical problem? We will use the Bernoulli's equation and its application, which is as a Venturi relation, which is given as P1 minus P2 1 by 2 rho into V2 square minus V1 square. Substituting the values, we will have to find out the V square, and V1 is 160. We will take the square of this quantity. 2 is dividing by on this side. When we take the 2 on the other side, it will multiply by 1000, and this term will be on the denominator side, at the denominator. And the given quantities V2 square, when we will take the square of 160, we can have 25,600. Now separating the quantities, we will have to find out the required quantity V2, which is the speed of air at the upper side of the wing. By rearranging this equation, we can have this quantity on this side, when we come to the other side, become plus, and when we'll solve this ratio, we can have 2,51550 plus 2,560, and when we add these quantities, these terms, it become, now taking the root on both sides, square will be cancelled by root, and we will have 164.77 meter per second. By rounding off this, when we take round off this value, we will have 165 meter per second approximate value. So in this way we can find out the speed of the air at the upper side of the wing, which is 165 meter per second. Now dear learners, our next numerical problem of this chapter 6 fluid dynamics is last numerical problem, which is 6.9, and the statement of this numerical problem is given at your textbook is as: what gauge pressure is required in the city mains for stream from a fire hose connected to the mains to reach a vertical height of 15.0 meter. I repeat, what gauge pressure is required in the city mains for a stream from a fire hose connected to the mains to reach vertical height of 15.0 meter. So students, here we will have to find out the pressure of a stream from a hose fire which is connected to the mains of city of the height of 15 meter. So to solve this numerical problem, the given data is we can write the given data as vertical height we can nominate as h, which is the difference of two heights, h1 minus h2, and given as 15 meter. And the second thing, density of water, because this is a stream of water, and the density of water, we know that this is fixed constant value, 1000 kilogram per meter cube. What will we have to find out? We will have to find out, dear students, here we will have to find out the pressure difference pressure difference, mean to say final pressure, initial pressure, mean to say P. Here we will have to find out the pressure difference from this given data. To solve this numerical problem, we will use the Bernoulli's equation. Again, we will use the Bernoulli equation to solve this. So formula, here I am going to write the formula. To solve this numerical problem, we will use the Bernoulli equation. P1 plus rho V1 square plus rho G H1 equal P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho G H2. Okay, dear students, this is the basic Bernoulli's equation, Bernoulli principle. So by solving this Bernoulli's equation, we can find out the difference of the pressure. Now rearranging this equation, we can write as P1, this pressure P2 is plus, on the other side when it take to the this side it will minus P2, and here we are going these two quantities 1 by 2 half rho V1 square plus rho GH1, we will take these two quantities to the other side. So when we will take the other side, now see that first we will take this quantity to the other side, it will become rho G, here is the rho GH2, this quantity when we will take to the other side, this will become minus rho GH1, and here you can see that rho G is a constant. So by rearranging we can have H2 minus H1, and same here in the kinetic energy relation, half rho V1 square and the other side is the half rho V2 square. When we will take this quantity half rho V1 square to the other side, it will become negative, and you can see that 1 by 2 rho is common, and when we will take the common half rho, it will become V2 minus V1. Now students, we will take this quantity 0. Why we will take this quantity 0? Because speed of the stream which is shifting, which is conveying to the mains are same. The speed does not change. The speed is same, that's why the velocity of the stream is uniform, that is why there is no change in the stream, that's why we will neglect, we can eliminate this factor V2 minus V1. Why? Because the stream of the hose or stream of the water hose or stream of the water which is provided to the mains of city is same, there is no difference of the speed, that's why we can take this value as 0. Now the remaining side is as, we can write this as a difference of pressure P, because we have nominated P, and on the other side we will have rho G and difference of heights H1 minus H2, or you can write as H2 minus H1, which is given as 15 meter, we can write as H. So by substituting the values, rho is 1000, 9.8 meter per second square gravitational acceleration, and this is 15. When we will multiply this, we can have 1.47 10 raised to power 5 Pascal. So student, in this way we can solve out this numerical problem. So this is the required answer when we rearrange and solving this Bernoulli equation, and after putting the values of the required quantities, we can have the pressure difference, which is the pressure difference of the fire hose or water hose or fire hose, whatever, providing to the mains of the city, and this is a P, pressure of difference, and we can find out the pressure by substituting the values of those variables, rho, G and H, and rho is the density of water, while G is the gravitational acceleration, 9.8 meter per second square, and H is given as a difference of the heights is 15 meter. Now when we multiply these quantities, we can have 1.47 10 raised to power 5 Pascal. So this is your last numerical problem.